Hi guys, welcome back to How to Keep a Business Running with AARevision. So, working capital, what is it? It's the amount of cash and other liquid assets a company holds in order to finance its day-to-day operations. So if you've got too little of working capital, it's bad, as the business may not be able to pay its debts. And if you've got too much of your working capital, it's bad as well, as you could use it more profitably elsewhere, such as investment or research and development. Contingency finance planning is working out how the business might deal with the shortage of cash. So this might involve an overdraft from the bank, but the business could look at credit management or stock beforehand. Managers could improve the use of working capital by these 4 factors, and I'm just going to talk about these more in depth than what I've actually put up. So, customer credit. Minimizing the amount of credit given to customers means more cash payments and less waiting for credit payments, and that this will help improve cash flow, so it's also known as credit control. Credit from suppliers is maximizing the amount of credit from suppliers, which means reducing the need for prompt payments, which can put pressures on the cash flow. Cash flow forecast is having an accurate and constantly updated cash flow forecast, which enables managers to foresee any problems. And looking ahead is having a contingency finance plan, such as an overdraft or short-term loan, negotiated and in place before they are actually needed in order to avoid delays. So this is something that was in a textbook, and you guys probably know the differences between cash and profit, but you've just got to know this either way. So cash is a form of money or bank deposits. So some businesses also include assets that can be easily converted into money as well. And profit is basically the difference between total sales revenue and total production costs. So different over a period of time. Sources of additional finance. Right. So here there's actually a lot more than 4, but I'm just going to talk about the 4 main ones. Things that I've briefly touched on in Unit 1. They're all quite brief in AS level, really. You just got to know this, as always. So, loans. A fixed sum loaned by a bank or other institution that is paid back in regular installments with interest. An overdraft is an agreement with a bank whereby credit is given and money can be withdrawn by up to an agreed amount. Sale of assets is the business that may have assets, things of value that can be sold to raise cash. And leasing or sale of assets are pretty much similar, so they can be sold and then replaced on a lease basis. The business makes regular monthly payments, example for vehicles or computer systems. There's 2 other ones. I don't think you need to know it, but I'm just going to mention them briefly, which is extra capital from the owner. So the owner raises more capital to invest into the business. This may come from personal savings or might be raised on the strength of an asset, such as the owner's house, for example. Or factoring, which is something completely new, and I just learnt this today, and that specialised factoring companies tend to buy up outstanding bills at a discounted rate and then wait for payment at a full rate. Meanwhile, the original businesses benefits from immediate, albeit discounted payments. So why do businesses fail? So businesses do fail. Every business fails. So there's 2 sort of main ones, which is overtrading and declining market. I'm going to talk about them a little bit more depth than I've written, basically. Overtrading, a leading cause of business failure, which often happens when business owners confuse success with how fast they can actually expand their own business. So if they expand too quickly, there's cash flow problems, and that can cause problems, basically. And usually slow and steady growth is often the best. A declining market. Traditional bookstores, music stores, printing businesses, and so many other deal with rapid changes in technology and competition from huge internet-based companies. So as sales decline, so do the number of businesses. When you start to lose sales, your business is technically falling. It's in a declining market, and therefore your business fails. Woo! Woo? It's probably not a woo moment right now. Anyways, weak management. There's a little bit more than this, but I'm just going to talk about these 4 that I've written down here. So, running out of cash. So as I've explained before, cash flow management is crucial to a business, so without adequate planning and extra finance if needed, otherwise profitable businesses may fail. Weak stock control is too much working capital may be tied up in maintaining stocks that aren't actually really needed. Poor knowledge of the market. So there's not enough notice to be taken of consumers' wants or the actions of competitors, which can lead to poor sales and downward spirals. In other words, the business loses its focus on market orientation, which leads to failures. well, weak management generally leads to business failures. So you've got to have a strong management and weak management. Managing a business successfully is a real skill, and failure to do this can lead to any or the most of the above problems, like I've mentioned here. There's another one that you might need to know, which is inaccurate or too optimistic sales forecasts. So accurate planning requires accurate forecasts on which to base decisions. Expecting more sales than that can actually happen leads to overproduction and unsold stock and cash flow problems. So if you don't actually plan beforehand, then you know it's sort of bad. And I think my cat. Hello. What are you doing? Hi. Oh, you guys should see her. She's so cute and she's so big. Not cute. Anyways, so that's it, guys, and we've got 4 more of this to go. Careful. Yep, so that's it for chapter 14 for now, and we've got chapter 15, 16, 17 and 18, which isn't too long, and I'm surprised this went quite good and quite quick. And I'll get back to you guys with later videos and more depth stuff. So there was someone that commented below on one of my videos letting me know to do economies of scale, and I'm hoping to do that once this is all done. So if you've got any other comments, any other suggestions, then pop it down below and I'll be sure to do more in depth. If you want some of my notes or where I get my resources from apart from school, then message me and I'll let you know of my techniques, etc. You know where I am, guys. So stay tuned and I'll see you guys soon. Goodbye.